Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Whole Division podcast. I am your first lady and hostess for tonight, and I'm Chidzz, or Becky, or whatever you want to call me in it, because I just get called all sorts, so it's all good. And I am joined by a very dear friend. Listen, Verbz, Mr. Verbz, the
Yo,
one and only Verbz. Every time we collaborate, it's do you know what? It's big things and it's high vibing as well. And I'm so
nah, for real.
excited. I'm always excited to collaborate with you. And yes, man, we're gonna have some things coming up in the future, guys. So stay locked in for that. But
hmm
yeah, Verbz, introduce yourself. Tell the people. Tell them.
Yeah, man. So I be Verbs. Used to be Triggered Thoughts show, but we've pushed that aside now, and I'm running with the Verbs and Uncle YouTube channel now.
Come on.
Still gonna have my guests, mainly operating by myself, but still gonna have my guests, and there'll be frequent ones and stuff. So look out for that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's me. I'm Verbs. I talk about real stuff. Talk about stuff that triggers thoughts, and encourages people to think differently. Because as you know, we're living in a time where people are moving mad, and we need some kind of discussions and conversations to kind of try and get people to start thinking a bit more on the positive side again. You get me?
We do, definitely. And I think conversations that are led by positivity can only help to heal, innit? Because I think a lot of people need healing right now. It's crazy times, the shift is real. But
Trust.
we move, and we keep going. Good evening to everyone who's just joined. So you know me, I always got some, thought-provoking topics.
Mhm.
Um, so we have three topics for this evening. The first topic will be generational fears. Are we repeating the karmic cycles of those before us? And what can we do in order to break generational curses?
Wow.
A big one. Our second topic is, are people just doing any and everything to be or stay relevant online? And I know that one's going to be, yeah, we need to talk about this shit. And then,
We need the cricket sound effect for that one, you know.
yeah, definite crickets. And then our third and final topic will be, if you could start life over again, what are some of the things you would do differently? And then, as always, in true whole division fashion, I definitely got a scenario for you, Viv. So we're going to chop that up. And then
Right.
to end, we're going to do the words of wisdom, because I like to give people, a little something positive to leave with. So, on to our first topic, generational fears. Are we repeating the karmic cycles of those before us? And what can we do in order to break generational curses? Verbs, what's your thoughts on that?
That's a wide question, man. That is, isn't it? Yeah, I
It
mean,
is. It is. It can go
first of all,
anywhere.
big up, innit? Big up Sonny Son in the comments. I can see still. You get me? Vibes.
Come on,
Um,
come on.
yeah, man. That's a wide question. Still, we can go anywhere with that one. But I don't know. For me, I think certain things like, like trying to acquire wealth within your family and stuff like that.
Yes. Come on.
Learning the basic fundamentals of like appreciating money first but foremost, working hard for your money, educating yourself and stuff like that, so you got the qualifications and the degrees and whatever not that you can, and even if you're not a degree person, there's other ways that you can use your skill set, to earn money. We're in a time where we're in the world of social media, like there's no excuse not to make your skills become profit. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? So
Yeah.
I think, coming from where we're coming from with parents that raised us in like, the 70s, 80s, and the 90s and stuff like that, we're in a different time. And I think we need to we've got children, we need to teach our children how to operate better than we did and
Come on.
breaking those generational curses, like I said, using the skill sets to make money and just think differently. Because in reality, I think a lot of us come from a generation, some of us are fortunate, but a lot of us come from a generation of parents that wasted money. And if they were good with money, I know a lot of cases, even myself included, where we had grandparents that came here, Windrush times and so on, and they didn't pass over the recipe of how to get yourself a mortgage and stuff. So the
Yeah.
generation after had to learn that themselves, where if they were given, if that seed was planted from early, they would already know how to do it from a very young age and probably acquire a property at at a young age as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about thinking differently, and then also as well, the way that we parent our children. You know,
Yes, that this is where I wanted to go. Yes.
yeah. So parenting our children, you can go too far with it because I'm kind of in a bit of a middle zone. Kids need to have voices,
Yeah.
although I would say to some extent, because I think now we got kids with too much voices and too much power, and I think it's going very left. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's hard to find that balance, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it's very difficult, especially when you're trying to parent in a way where they're happy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I hear a lot of talk on social media about narcissistic parents, but I'm also tapping into right now narcissistic children. How about that?
Ooh. Deep, because these little motherfuckers are so manipulative these days, man.
This is what I'm saying. And they've been taught to be that way because the schools encourage them and manipulate them to have this thing of what happens at home. You can come to school and live a different life, or you can come to school and talk out against what happens at home. So they learn from very early, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, to be manipulative with the things that they're getting involved in, or what they like and what they don't like, and where they present themselves, a certain way in one space as
Yeah.
opposed to another space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're very good at flattering their eyelids and getting what they want from their parents.
I'm
You know
telling
what I'm saying?
you. I'm telling you.
So yeah, we have to have certain conversations, lay down firm, clear, consistent boundaries and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
try and find that balance, because the same tactics doesn't work for every parent.
Yeah, no, it
And
doesn't, and it
yeah,
doesn't. Not every child's going to adhere to the. It's not like a set list of rules or regulations. Like I always say, parenting doesn't come with a handbook.
there
So
you go.
what's going to work for child A is not going to work for child B. Do you get me?
Yeah, yeah. And I think, you know what, because we're smothering in so much content, I'm realizing I'm coming across a lot of people that are talking about the perfect parent. So they'll say stuff like, I'm not a perfect parent, but I could learn to be perfect. What's a perfect parent? You're hearing people
No
say
such
things
thing.
like, yeah, the perfect relationship.
Mm,
There's no such thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's how the
yeah,
two of you come together and sort of, you cater to each other's necessary needs. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And have a respect. And the same thing is with parenting as well. It's how
yeah,
you're a parent and you parent your child and you meet your child's needs, but your child understands appreciation and gratitude, if you get what I'm saying, because you've kind of made those
100%.
things clear to them as to why you're doing it. And there's a trust when you're putting boundaries and consequences in place. Your child needs to understand that you're
Yeah,
not doing it to punish them and bad them up for the sake of it. You're doing it because you want them to grow and develop to be the best that they can be when they become adults. As simple as
yeah,
that, isn't it?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I've found that, like for me, I found in my personal situation, I've got one child, and I've always found myself like really overcompensating. One, because her dad is not present in her life, and two,
Mm,
because I started life out. I went into the big wide world at a very, very young age. I lived by myself from the age of 15 up until present. And it
right.
was just tough. And in my mind, I was just like, I never want her to like, don't get me wrong, it was circumstantial for me, but do you know what? If I didn't go through that, there's no way that I would have half of what I have now, or I would have achieved what I have now, because I really had to work harder, whilst I was going college, but I was going work too. I was going uni, but I
Mm,
was going work too. I've always been in education. I've always made sure that I'm always upskilling and, going higher and higher and higher so that I can get better jobs, so that I can, my income can be more and I won't have to ever struggle. But I think where I do the overcompensating with my daughter, because I don't want her to struggle in that sense. And then she's got the rest of my family as well. We spoil her, do you get me? And it's not,
mm,
she don't get me wrong, she's a very grateful child. She's so
yeah,
full of gratitude and everything. But it's one on the one side of it, yes, it's nice that she can have all these things, but then it's
yeah,
like, where do you find the balance? She has to learn to be able to go and get those things. So if we do everything for her, how is she going to, like, in her mind, she's very good at manifesting. My child's very switched on, very, very good at manifesting. If she wants something, she's like a dog with a bone. She will go and get it, you know. Like, she's
Yeah.
learning to drive now, and my mum bought her a car. Do you get me? Because
Nice.
my mum was like, I never bought you a first car. You just went and done it. Do you get me? And it's, but
Yeah.
for me, it was such a beautiful experience because to watch my mum do that for her, but then we had to go and sort the insurance. We had to do this, and we literally did everything for her.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what's left? What has she got to think about? But I did say to her, I gave her some, like, I just said, look, I will sort the first year's insurance out for you, but after that, you're on your own, you know. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
everything's been patterned for you. So if I keep doing it, she's never gonna really want to go and do anything else. All right, now she's focused on education, but there's gonna be a point where she needs to go get a job. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's where you're gonna have to sit down and show her how to do the car insurance thing and all
Yes.
those things there, innit? So once you show
Yes.
her that, she'll know how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But yeah, and I big up to you as well, man, for what you're doing for your daughter. Obviously, you know, you said you've had your trials and tribulations and learned as you've gone along, but you've got the results that you wanted
Yeah.
in seeing how your daughter's turned out now as a young adult now, innit?
Yeah, I'm so blessed in that sense. But you know what? I do look at, it's mad though, because even when she comes and we always have our chat and we chop up the day and everything, and then she'll tell me things about, like, friends or people that she knows and stuff, and I'm like, right, some of these kids really got some worthless parents, like
Yeah, I'm telling
parents who are not there for them, and it's like
you.
it's almost like we can't find a balance. You either see parents who are all for their children, they can't do enough for them,
Yeah,
or then you see children who are just being abandoned and they're just so unloved. It's
yeah.
horrible. It's
It's
horrible.
hard. It's hard, man. I think we're in a time where a lot of people are questioning themselves. I don't think many people are 100% certain with what
Mm,
they're doing when it comes to like parenting and stuff. Even if they're good,
yeah,
somebody's gonna say something or they're gonna see some content that's gonna trigger a response and make them think, you know what, am I
yeah,
doing it right? And you know what I mean? Without these influences of social media and people talking about parenting and stuff like that, I'm
yeah,
not saying that parents got it right because you're always gonna get parents that got it wrong and some
yeah,
that got it right and the in betweeners. But I don't think much parents was questioning what they were doing. I think now we're flooded with all this content that makes us have to think. So everybody's sort of uncertain. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
You know,
100%. No, 100%. I fully agree. Big up to everybody who's joined so far. Big up to my mum in the comment section.
big up to your mum, big up to
Big
Divine
up to
Lady as
Right
well.
Lady. Big up to you guys, because you guys are just, do you know what? Lovely energy, beautiful audience. But it's I mean, it's a tough one, Vibs. It's like, do you feel like you see this generation of the ones up and coming now? They're so switched on in it. And I'm gonna go back to something that you said. You said narcissistic children, yeah? Because we
Yeah,
always hear about the narcissistic parents. Narcissistic children is a real thing, and there's a
very
lot
real.
of dangers with it as well, because you know what I'm seeing a lot of as well is children who are being violent towards their parents. Let's
Yeah,
talk about it. What are your
yeah, yeah.
thoughts on that?
100%. That's always been happening though, isn't it? But I think more so now. Like I
Now,
remember, you
more
know
so
what?
now. Mm,
Yeah, this is gonna sound mad. I remember back in the day when I was young. I remember we used to laugh at like certain demographic of people, like YT people, especially, used to, you know, when you're a kid and you go
yeah.
to the supermarket and you knew you had to straighten up yourself and behave a certain way because you're
Yes.
pulling the trolley with your mum and that. Like, I
Yeah.
see the YT kids going mad on their parents and stuff, and we used to
Bouncing
like
out on
laugh,
them and
like,
booting them in the leg and that.
yeah, we used to sit and laugh like rather screaming at their parents because they want that toy or they're going crazy and rolling all on the floor and would laugh and that.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, there's no demographic of child that's spared of that behavior. Do
True.
you get what I'm saying?
Very
That's
true.
all crazy. So I just think like in terms of the narcissistic children, obviously they don't mean to be narcissistic, but the way the system is, like I said, going to school whispering in your child's ear, is everything all right at home? You know, do you
Yes.
like the way you're being parented and stuff like that? You now manipulate the children to start using that situation as a tool to come home and and manipulate their parents because they can.
Yeah, it's Divine Lady said, learn behavior. It's so,
Mm,
so true. And, it takes me back to when I worked with children for 13 years, and I never forget I was doing it out of school club. And I asked a child to do so. I think he was about maybe 12, 13 at the time. And I asked
yeah.
him to do something, and he was like, I haven't got to do that. And I was like, you haven't got to do it, but I would like you to do it. And it's going to
Mm,
be beneficial, for you, not me, really. And then this child then went on to quote um, a paragraph out of the UN Convention's Rights of a Child, telling me
wow.
why I cannot tell him what to do. And I was
Right.
just like, what do you do? What do you do then? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, your hands are tied.
yeah, hands are really, really tied. And also, as well, it's like the things I learned along the way, like, you can't tell your child that you're disappointed in them. If telling your child that you're disappointed in them is a form of neglect.
Who says?
That says so says the government, so says social services, so says it's a form of not neglect, emotional abuse. It's
So then,
emotional
what do you
abuse.
say? What do you say if your child does a madness?
That's what I'm saying, Verbs. What are you saying? Oh, I didn't like what you did. Yeah,
That's going to be classed as a form of abuse as well, though, isn't it?
of
They're going to
course.
move on to that part afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. And it's
You
like,
can't shout at your kids. Yeah,
yeah, you
you
can't
can't
shout at
tell your
them.
kids you can't tell your kids if you're disappointed.
Mm,
I remember a few years ago, I remember seeing an article about teachers. I don't think they've started implementing it, but teachers can't mark children's work using
yeah.
red pen because it's very intimidating. But
Yes.
this is going mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but when they turn into adults and they go to work and the real world, do you think the workplace is gonna not
Yeah.
shout at you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do? Do you think
Yeah.
they're not gonna give you disciplines and you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Disciplinaries and stuff like that. If you're not doing, you think you won't lose your job, and then
Yeah.
when you lose your job, you can't pay for your car. You can't buy your clothes. You can't feed your picnic. You can't pay for your yard. You end up homeless. There's all this long line of consequences
It
that
is.
come after. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And we're raising kids on this false thing. Like, you have to be very careful how you're approaching them when they do wrong.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I do understand it to a certain extent because people do have to be mindful of how harmful words can be in it.
And the
Yeah.
language that you use, and the
And the
tone. I
tone.
think tone,
Yeah.
language, all of that makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be. But my question is this now. We're focusing on the kids
Mm,
and how we're speaking to them and what we can and can't say and how we can and can't respond and stuff like that.
yeah.
So we're focusing on the kids' welfare, but homes. What about the parents?
Yeah. Where's the
You know how
support for
stressful
them?
it's stressful for parents.
Yeah. I feel like
Parents are
there's a lack of support for parents now in that
exactly.
sense. Yeah.
You do something wrong. Now you're being targeted by the school. Then the
Mm,
school can escalate it to social services. You're under
mm,
constant pressure. Who taps in on the parents and says, "Are you lot all right?" And or you know what, you're the parent and I know you're trying to implement this and that with your child and your child responds this way, which is negative,
mm.
but your child should not be responding this way. Your child is wrong. Who says that?
It's really awful, Vibs, and do you know what? That just you saying that then it just took me back to a time I can speak about it now because I couldn't speak about it before because it was so
Mm,
hurtful. But I remember there was a time where my child, she was misbehaving, her behaviour was all over the place and stuff. It was a bit mad, and I was working with children at the time, and I remember we had a big argument. She went to school the next day and whatever. She must have gone to the welfare officer. So she was hanging around with this girl, and this girl, their family was very much under the umbrella of social services. Lots of safeguarding issues going on there. She
yeah.
said to the girl said, "Oh, I tried to call you, but I couldn't get through." She said, "Oh, my mum took my phone off me." She said to my daughter, your mum can't take your phone off you, innit? Like she's not allowed to take your stuff off you. Oh, you need to say this and you need to say that and go to the welfare officer." So she went to the welfare officer, and whatever she said to the welfare officer at the time triggered a call to social services. I am then in work and I get a call from social
Mm,
services, and then I had to then leave work and go and sort all of that out. And I said, that's cool, that we can do this, that's fine. But what was hurtful for me is when I usually used to do the referrals in work to social services. So I knew the procedure, but you know the procedure felt so much more hurtful when it was being done on me. It was so horrible. Me, a parent who haven't done nothing. And then I
Yeah,
got all these people, you know, asking me questions, asking me foolishness. I know that like nothing's happened, but then I'm just like, what happens to the children when there's really shit going on? Why do
yeah,
they go into the radar? Like what
exactly.
happens? I don't get it.
But it's the same thing like the police, innit? The police spend their time chasing petty criminals or the big ones are
Exactly.
slipping through the net. You get
Yeah.
me? It's the same thing with
Yeah.
the school system. You
Yeah.
waste time with the people who probably just need a little bit of support or a
Yeah.
little bit of encouragement, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You waste time trying to remove children from them, but then the children who are really at risk, who might have had social services say they were on their radar, and
Yeah.
they've gone to visit how many times, and they still let the child stay there till the child ends up gone. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's happening there, blood? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It don't make no sense, and you know, and it's constant. It's you know when a child is, you know, and you know when something's happening. I just think you know. I think it's very clear to see. Don't get me wrong. Some parents can hide it and stuff, but like a child never lies, isn't it? There's
Mm,
signs, there's symptoms, there's always something. But those children where there's always something, nothing happens. They
there you
go
go.
through, they get slipped through the net until you, like you said, something bad happens. But then you got the one tiny little thing, one tiny little thing. I remember I had to when I was working with the children, and this one child, her ears were always dirty. Now she was always immaculate, always
Yeah.
dressed well, everything, but her ears was always dirty. And I said, she probably
Mm,
just don't let her mum clean her ears. Probably just don't let. Oh no, it needs a call. It needs a call. But then you got another child who got bruises and that. Oh no, yeah, mum said he fell. Like, but make it make sense. It don't make no sense. I'm just going to read out a couple of these comments before we move on.
yeah, there's a
Um,
just before you read them out, there's a dumb comment in there, but pay no attention to it still. Big up
okay,
yourself, man, for responding.
okay, I won't. I won't. So my mum says, I feel sorry for the parents. The law is against them. It's very different to when I was growing up, most definitely. Divine Lady says, wow, the world's come like one big mental asylum. Everyone has lost the plot. And then we've got um, Divine Lady said, real talk, sometimes I can't lie. The pick me them get on my last nerve. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, sometimes you do need a break. I think as parents, because, and do you know why I think more parents need a break now? Because, yeah, where the system is so against us and we can't do right from wrong, sometimes you're just like,
Mm,
just give me a break. Give me a five. Do you get me? Give me a five. She
that's what
says that
it is.
she says that's why a lot of these kids are on badness now. Everyone's scared to correct them. And it's, do you know what?
Exactly.
Do you
Very
know
good
what?
point.
Very, very, very good point. I mean, it's a tough one. I just think in regards to, you know, breaking generational curses, we've just got to teach our children about the things that they're not teaching them in school. We've got to teach them about, you know, that it's good to invest. It's good to have a mortgage. It's actually it's good to want to do well in life so that you don't have to struggle. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just
Mm,
think my words of advice on that would be, as much as the education system is a bit crazy, always upskill yourself.
yeah,
Always upskill yourself, because trust me, so much good can come from that. 100%.
definitely,
Um,
definitely.
yes,
But
Rez.
there's one more good comment there still, you know.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So we've got
Yeah.
Petit Pois says there's very selective. We can't discipline our children, but when they want to hold us responsible, they want to hold us responsible when they're rude. You got to know what
Mm,
you're doing and play the game. 100%.
100%.
I totally agree. Totally
Mm.
agree on that.
That's what I want to do.
Verbs.
I want to do like a little. Sorry to cut you there.
No, go
I
on.
want to do like a little a discussion. I've been thinking about it of like getting parents, you know what I mean, together
Yeah.
on a on an episode of this or audio or whatever or online and just talking about the reality of parenting and how they feel with certain things. They don't need to give examples, but does it overwhelm them in reality? Do you get what I'm saying to you? Do
You
people
know,
check
that
on
would
them?
be
And
actually
you know
kind
what I
of dope,
mean?
you know. Do you know what?
Yeah,
I
man.
would love to get like I'd love to get my daughter on because she's so good. She does the debating thing. She loves to do conversations and stuff. I'd love to
Yeah.
get her on and just hear it from because you know sometimes I always because we always like have conversation. I'll say to her, is there anything that I do that's jarring or anything that, you know, in my behavior that actually gets on your nerves? And when we have conversations about it, it's mad because I learn so much about myself that
Mm,
sometimes I'm not even aware of, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that would be very, very interesting. Very
Yeah, I think
interesting.
it's important because there's a lot of parents out there that they're hiding it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're hiding that they're overwhelmed with parenting in this modern time, having to deal with the schools, having to deal with their children being manipulative or
yeah,
narcissistic, or even just generally just rude, or having, what's it, needs, you know what I
yeah,
mean, learning difficulties and stuff like that.
yeah,
There's a lot of parents struggling, and I don't think they're talking about it, they're hiding it. So if we could have like some kind of forum or space where they can talk. And if it was on an audio, you can't see them, but they can talk
yeah.
and give their account of things. Like it will kind of open up the door to make other parents feel like, right, you know what, I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And they learn from it.
Do you
Do you
know
know what
what,
I mean?
Rich? That's such a good shout, you know, because I don't really see much. You know, I don't see much spaces. There might be, I suppose, offline there are groups and stuff and whatever that you can go to. But to have something like a forum of that sort, and especially if it's just audio, so they're not pressured into showing themselves and stuff, I think that would be actually really, really good, you know.
Mm,
Really,
yeah, it
really
would. It
good.
would. I think it would. I think it will help.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
That's the
100%.
kind of work that I mean, I work with a lot of young people.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of parents and a lot of people. They're struggling, man. So I just think it'll be a
Yeah.
good idea to get people to get in a space and speak. They don't have to show their faces because it's a sensitive subject, innit? You don't want to put everything out
Yeah.
there. But
Yeah.
if you can speak and have and say your thing, there's gonna be parents out there that's going to be in the same situation that can relate to what you're going through, and they can tap in and be like, you know what, that's exactly how I feel. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm unsupported. That might make that parent decide, you know what, let me go and see if I can refer myself somewhere to kind of get
Yeah.
some tips or talk to other parents who I'm actually connected with, and we kind of give each other that support. And you know what I'm saying? Your well being is a little bit more stable. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Because people, you know, there are people get so overwhelmed. If like one of my good friends, she was overwhelmed the other day. She was like, "Kids, I just like I'm stressed. Like this whole mum thing is doing my head in." And I said to her,
Mm,
"Don't ever feel no way. Don't ever feel any type of way as a parent if you get overwhelmed with your duties as a parent because it's tough. It don't stop. You're a bank.
yeah.
You're a taxi. You're everything." Do
Mm,
you get me?
this is
It's
it. Yeah,
stressful. Sometimes I'm just like, yo, just listen, don't message me or phone me unless it's pure emergency because I don't want to hear it. Do you get me?
exactly.
You go
Exactly.
college, that's your day. I'm doing my thing. Like, don't mess and when oh my gosh, you know what overwhelms me as a parent?
Yeah.
Anybody, listen, if you've got girl children, you're gonna know what I'm saying, yeah. You see, girls, they're a different type of nag, you know, or they'll get they want something, or they'll just like constantly send you messages about this one thing, and it's just constant.
Mm,
Or they're in class, oh my stomach's hurting, oh I'm bored, oh I'm this, and I'm just like, oh my god. Sometimes I just look at my phone and I think, nah, the anxiety, leave me alone. Literally, leave me
exactly.
alone.
Yeah.
Get stressful, very stressful.
And that's what I'm saying. These kids now they ain't got patience. If they want something and you say to them, "Oh, do you know what? Let me think about it when I get the time. I'll get back to you." They literally come
Yeah,
back to you within another half an hour talking the same shit.
do you know, the same shit verbs, and I'm just like, nah. So it's okay to get overwhelmed with being a parent. I think it's just part of the, you know, it's part of the role, man. Is there ain't no one got it figured out, and it is what it is, and we got to remember. But I do think, yeah, I am very thankful for the time that I grew up in. Like I'm an '80s
Mm.
baby, and I'm so grateful because see this shit now. This shit ain't
Mad.
for me, man. This shit ain't
But
for me.
sometimes that's what makes it even worse because we grew up in the era where it's different. Like we grew
Yeah,
up in the era where you didn't depend on the phones, you was out socially and all that kind of stuff. So when you see how it is now, you're constantly scratching your head like, right, like
it's yeah,
it's
but it
madness
just
because you've had the best of both worlds, isn't it?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Whereas
yeah,
these kids that are born in this is all they know. They think it's normal, but we can see the negative impact that this
yeah.
lifestyle is having on them.
Yeah, it's not
You know
good,
what I mean?
man. It's not good. I do feel sorry for them in that sense. They got to do like this modern shit, yeah. Oh my god, it ain't the one. It ain't the one sometimes. Divine Lady says sometimes these kids act like we're not human and have feelings too. Exactly that,
Mm,
sis. Exactly that.
trust me.
Verbs.
Yo,
I'm gonna go into the next topic,
go on then.
and it's something that is actually I never really used to take no notice, yeah, because anyone who knows me, I post and I'm gone. I don't hang around. I don't do the scrolling. I don't do none of that. But obviously, because certain topics sometimes I'm just looking, scrolling, thinking, is there any material that I can use and whatever.
Yeah.
And this next topic, are people just doing any and everything to be or stay relevant online? Verbs.
You
It's
really want
getting
me
to
to answer
me.
that?
It's
You really
getting
want
to
me to
me.
answer that question, yeah?
Yeah, come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah, of course. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's definitely happening. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? And I think
mm.
people have become lost in the source. You get me? Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're
Rowling.
living, yeah, they're living a different life from the reality when
Yeah,
they're in front of a camera talking. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
me, people could say that about me because I got a mask on. That's not a problem. But behind the mask and what I'm saying is,
Mascot verbs.
yeah,
Swear.
I, get me. You know what I mean? But yeah, behind the mask and how I'm speaking, this is me. Do you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm not sitting out here pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm not doing up no lifestyle, and I'm not that. Whereas when you look on social media, there's people wearing designer stuff and all that kind of stuff. That's not really them. There's
Yeah,
people spitting wisdom. That's not really them. Do you know what I mean? There's people shooting shots at other people, and in real life, that's not really them. But
yeah,
people are doing all of these things for the clout, but they're kind of not understanding that all these things that you do at some point you're gonna be spotted out in the world because social media has a strong pull. A lot of people
yes,
see who you are. They're gonna back you
yes,
in society, and when they do, they might challenge you for the things that you present.
yeah,
Do you get
yeah,
what I'm saying? And that's where it becomes a massive problem. If you're shooting shots at somebody, you might become that person where you're doing it too much because you see that your views, your likes, you're going viral all the time. You do it too much, and then you're
mm-hmm.
gonna do it to somebody, and the next thing you know, you end up getting chased on camera and get punched up or
Yeah,
assaulted like Kidavelli and them man there. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a very dangerous game to play, but yeah, I think people are lost in the source, man. You have to ask yourself if you're doing this content thing, what are you really doing it for? What are you trying to gain?
And this is the thing, it's like, everyone's a podcaster these days, everyone's a content creator, everyone's a host, everyone's this and the other. It actually really irritates my soul because who are you when the camera's switched off? Who are you? And
Mm,
99% of these people, they're not who they post to be. Do you get me? They
yeah.
really aren't who they post to be. And it's just like, see with me, yeah, obviously I've been doing this podcasting thing since 2020. And I'm just like, I just I don't
You've
know.
come across you've come across very of them in real life.
Oh, I've come across too many of them in real life. And
So I
see
know when
me,
you come
yeah.
across them in real life, it's not the same people you're
When
seeing.
they could like see me, who I am online is who I am in real life. And if anything, I tone it down online because
Yeah.
people ain't ready for my realness, innit?
Mm,
But at the same time, I just always kind of make myself aware and make myself remember that I have a child. Do you get me? I have a family, so
yeah.
I have to present myself a certain way. But
Yes.
however, I being in this podding world, yeah, and coming face to face with a lot of these idiot people online,
Mm,
you see them in real life and they really ain't who they are. I just feel like for me everybody wants to be seen. Everybody, it's like you've got a bunch of unhealed people who are
yeah.
jumping up and down and screaming saying, look at me, look at me. Listen, if you were authentic in your craft and you were authentic about what you were doing and it was real, yeah, you wouldn't care who sees you. If you can, for me, if I post a quote and that quote helps one person, I've won in life. That's for
Mm,
me. That's winning. I don't need to be seen. I don't need for this man, that man, and the other man to say, "Oh yeah, Chidzz, yeah, been with Chidzz." Yeah, done this with Chidzz. Listen, there ain't nobody out there who can put their mouth on me. Nobody can say anything about me because I carry myself in a certain way. And to me, I will always say it, to be seen and untouched is a superpower. And
Yeah.
nobody can style me, not in that sense. And for me, some of the
Mm.
shit that I've been seeing is just so disturbing. The shit from the men. You got men acting like bitches, bro. Like
Yeah, it's
proper
mad.
bitches. And these men will then go on to say that in real life they're bad man. Like bad man don't move like
Mm.
that from where I'm from.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
crazy. And
Yeah.
yes, I don't know, it's just low vibing and it disturbs my balance, it disturbs my balance.
No, I agree, man. It's crazy times, man. Dan. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, really, in terms of what you said. Like, if
Mm.
you was really on stuff,
Mm.
yeah, you wouldn't come on camera and pretend or want to be seen, if you know what I'm
That's it.
saying.
That's
Because you'd
it.
be confident in yourself. You know how they say in Jamaica, empty barrel make the most noise, isn't it?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So you have
Mm.
to question when you see a lot of people on camera, are they broken people trying to present themselves in a different way? Not that everybody's that way. You get me? Because there's some people that they've got talent and ability where they host and stuff, and
Yeah.
they come on there and they stick to that. They
Yeah.
ain't trying to get drawn out into this argument with another content creator
No.
online. They just come to do their hosting, do their show, do their pods, and
Yeah.
come off. But you get the ones that are running up their mouth and doing all them kind of things. They're calling out people. Are they broken people just trying to be seen and heard?
I think it is. I think there's people who they're really craving that attention and they want to be the center of attention by any means necessary. I am going to read out
Mm,
some of these comments because honestly, they're really good comments. So,
yeah.
Petty Bar says, "Fakers press on nails." Right. That's mad, but that's so true. Then we've got a divine lady said, "People see through the ish."
Yep.
Um, Angel Girlie said, "Did you know God loves you?" Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
do.
Cool.
And I appreciate that. That's actually a nice comment. We've got, so my mum says, for some, it sounds crazy saying that online. My mum said, for some people, good slash bad attention, whatever, then they excuse bad behavior on mental health. So she's basically just saying like people will do the most, yeah, and then when it
Yeah.
all gets too much, they'll say, "Oh, my mental health suffering. I can't deal with that. I
Yeah.
actually
Enough
can't deal
people
with
are
that."
enough people are doing that. That's mad.
Enough people are doing that verbs,
Yeah.
but I do feel like it's just a really messy but dangerous game. I feel
It
like it's
is.
messy and dangerous all at the same time.
It is. You know what I don't like as well, like before you read any more of the comments,
Mm.
not that I don't like, but I kind of feel like, raw, how far is this thing going, man? Like when
Yeah,
I'm driving in my car going about my business and I'm seeing content creators in public with their phones out, like doing something mad in the middle of the street, like in a full shopping center or something. I'm thinking, raw, like, this is really going mad now, isn't it?
this is life. This is life. It's horrible. And I just feel like, and it's also like, I think the world, society has become this thing where, even if you go out with your friends or whatever, you can't even really fully enjoy yourselves because someone's going to pull a phone out or everything's content. Just go to the event, man. Just go to the
Yeah,
party. Just go and eat the food. Just go and see me. Like people could never they could never discern what it is that I do in my personal life because you're never going to see that online. If I
yeah,
was if I was in a place on Saturday, I might post it 4 months down the line and say, yeah, but even then, I don't post where I am.
yeah,
I like to keep my life. It's like when I'm a very private person anyway in that sense. But then it's like not everybody has to. Why have you got to be seen so much? Like you haven't got a
mm,
pot to piss in, probably got £5 in your purse, but yet you're
mm,
everywhere. It don't make no sense to me, Vibs. And this is how everyone's living. They will go broke just to make sure that the internet shows that they're doing something. Just
yeah,
stay your ass inside, man. What's wrong with you?
100%. I
Crazy.
agree. It's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Mm, but
Um,
yeah, man.
do you know, and also as well, Vibs, what I wanted to touch on as well, like from you being a man, and you're a true masculine man, yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on these so-called men who are out here doing the most, whether they're, targeting women or they're just throwing dirt out there about anyone just to get views, just to get likes online. What are your thoughts on those men who are doing that?
Do you know what? I think like we're in a time where it's easy to manipulate or blindside people, innit?
Mm,
And gather a following by presenting yourself
mm,
a certain way, if you get what I'm saying. And some people will do that and get a lot of following and clout and, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, Validation from that, if you get
yes.
what I'm saying.
The
But
validation is a hell of a drug.
yeah, yeah. But when your eyes are not, you know, closed, when you see things for what it is, you can look at it and see how you can see how pathetic it is, the stuff that they're doing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? To air
yeah.
out people with dirty laundry online, to me, is a very, very sad state of affairs, because
It's
the reality of the
weird.
matter is, I don't care how tough you think you are, what reputation you think you've got, whatever, you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you, and you wouldn't want somebody doing it to your family or your children. Do you get what I'm
Yes,
saying? So for
yes.
you to do that in the name of clout, yeah,
Mm,
you need to think carefully about the hypocrisy you're putting out there, because as soon as somebody does it to you, you'd be the first people we'd see on camera having a meltdown. You know what
come
I'm
on,
saying?
come on.
Treat people how you want to be treated, and that essence seems to have gone.
It has.
No one really follows no one really follows that no more.
People don't care about consequences. They don't care about anything. As long as they've been seen, as long as their name's circling, as long as their name's in people's mouths,
Yeah.
it's, for me, it's just disturbing. I never care about what people think of me, because what you think of me is none of my business. But
Mm,
from the time I'm participating in foolishness, yeah, or I'm at the center of foolishness, I've given you a reason to put your mouth on me. I've given you a
100%.
reason to talk about me. And I think this is the thing where a lot of people, like, I think it just, nobody's taking accountability for anything these days. Everyone's
Yeah.
finding a reason as to why things have happened. No, fuck all of that. I think you just have to look at what happened, or look at what's happening, and we need to
Mm,
talk about it as a community, especially within the black community. We need to talk about
mm,
it, and we need to work out how the fuck we got here and why we're feeding into it. Because when did it happen? Because see, for me, the black community I come from, and this is why I always say it, like a lot of people have said to me, oh yeah, you're always doing podding with these London people and whatever. And I'm like, yo, there's a whole street
Is that what
protecting
they
me.
say?
Yeah, trust me. Even like, because obviously I'm in Wales, isn't it? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
why are you even doing? This woman said to me the other day, she was like, oh yeah, you do that podcast thing. Oh, you're always doing podding with London people, innit? And she was like London people. She goes, they're mad. They literally got issues. Like, why are you doing that? And I said,
Mm,
because it works. It's not because they're necessarily from a certain place or whatever. It just works, innit? But you see that London podcast scene. Oh my god, mess, bro.
that's
Mess,
destroyed. It's
bro.
mad.
It's
It's mad.
actually a mess. And I'm just like,
It is.
no, no,
It
no,
is.
thank
And
you.
everybody's following suit now. Where somebody does something mad, you
Mm,
start seeing other people doing something mad as well. It's like nobody's actually looking and using their common sense and
none.
saying, you know what, bro, what they're doing is crazy. Let me step away from that. They're all
Yeah,
following.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's just embarrassing to watch, man.
It's like a weird little bandwagon everyone has jumped on. But you know what? I just think the end result is not going to be good, isn't it? It's not going to be, nothing good
Mm,
can come from foolishness. So, yeah, I'm
is it?
always just a very count me out of that bullshit kind of person. I'd rather just, stay in my own lane, stay in my own little bubble, because it's just not for me. I'm going to read some of these
Exactly.
comments. These
Act
comments are
like a
pretty good.
clown and get presented to the circus, mate.
That's what I'm saying. And for me, not my circus, not my monkeys. Um, so Petty Bra says, the thing is, do you know what? Petty Bra, that's Tay. I know that's Tay, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking,
Tay.
I was thinking this sounds familiar because they're dropping
Yeah,
bars.
it's definitely Tay. I was like, listen, that's Tay. So she says, the thing is, they create these massive personalities online, and when you meet them, they're literally pathetic.
You see,
Listen, that's a
see,
real thing. Yes, 100%. Do, 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 do.
it certainly is.
Um, Divine Lady says pure mix up and school playground antics. That's why I
Definitely.
don't do the whole click thing.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? My mum said you were born in London. I mean, maybe that's it because I was born in London. Do you know, big up Peckham. Do you get
For
me?
real.
Big up Salford. Now I was born in King's College Hospital.
Well,
Um, yeah, you get me. But it's just, I just think, everyone wants to have discussions and everyone wants to, but I just think this is why you've got to be choosy about the topics that you speak about or about the
yeah,
content that you're putting out there. Anyone can have a discussion. It's whether that discussion has depth. And if it's,
definitely.
I just people say to me, oh, on the whole division, the conversations are so deep and whatever. Yeah, I want that. I don't want you to say, oh yeah, I would listen to a conversation with Chidzz and Verbz last night. It was absolutely shit because they were just chatting shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You've got to be able to take something away from it. And I think society has lost that. They it's like they don't care what they get from it. They don't care if they're actually helping to heal a generation or heal society one day at a time. They'll just chat shit for no reason. Just to say they chatted
100%.
shit, just for it to be up there, just to get a little viral moment. They will
Yeah,
something will happen today. Like you got one content creator, yeah, he actually fucking pisses me off. He's pissing me off at this point. And it's like every single day, anything that happens that day, you're posting about it that same day or doing a live on it. Like if you got no
okay.
life,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
people just not work now or anything? Or
But it seems like it because for them to be able to respond to absolutely everything within minutes when it happens is
yeah,
crazy.
no jobs. They ain't got
Crazy.
no lives or no nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That's what
Um
I'm saying. Even me, like certain times when I do little content stuff or whatever, like
mm,
I analyze it before I post it. And if I
yeah,
analyze it and realize, you know what, I said something a bit mad in there, I
yeah,
either try and edit it out, or
yeah,
if the whole thing don't make sense to me, I just dash it away.
yeah. It's just
You know what I
weird.
mean?
Like everyone, you just got people. Oh, it's just weird everywhere I go. Like, and I really, I say I really come to London now. If like come to London to do content or whatever, really, because I just really don't want to do content with people anymore. Because it actually,
Mm,
I don't know. It's like if it's outside of me and what I believe in, I just don't. And it's not because I'm ignorant. It's because I'm watching them and I'm just saying you're chatting shit on a daily basis. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
cope with it, and it's just for me. I'm just like. Have you got no self care routine? Is there no like no screen time? Like what
Mm,
happens? Are you just constantly on your phone? Do your eyes hurt? Do you get headaches? Are you stressed? Like I don't get like divine ladies laughing, but it's just for me. I do think about it because I know, yeah. Even today, I was like, shit, I need to make the flyer for the thing. And all that, listen, I had to go and have a nap after I did it because
mm,
that it just gives me a headache just to look at
yeah,
my phone first and to do things so particular. But people do this on a daily basis, and I'm like,
it is.
what's wrong with
It is.
you?
Yeah, they're really trying to make it, man. But nah,
Yeah,
you have to have the balance, man. You have to have your personal life comes first.
yeah,
That is
100%.
additional. Anything you do with that, that's additional in the hope that that little talent or whatever that you're trying to present, it gives you an opportunity to be able to get some exposure or make some money out of it. But the
Yeah,
reality of the matter is there's so many content creators out there. How many of us are actually gonna make big
yeah,
money from it?
yeah,
So if
yeah,
you're doing it, do it for the love, do it for trying to, educate people, trying to have stimulating conversations that make people think differently so they take something from it. Don't do all this shit that's just making society become a shitter place.
yeah. It just gets on my nerves, man. But it just. I think it just puts a lot of people off even wanting to communicate with other people or even wanting to do certain things because it's like if I say something to him, is it going to be used against me, or is it going to
Mm,
be used for a topic, or is it get? Listen, I don't want to have to think. If I got to speak to you and I got to think about it, then you ain't my people. You ain't my
yeah,
people, and that is
yeah,
that. It's just becoming really sad to me, Verbs. I think something that used to be so fun and so entertaining and so something to look forward to, it's just like nah. And I think over the past like few weeks for me, I'm just like no, I really got to put. I'm focused. I'm always focused on what I'm doing in my life anyway. But I'm like, I got big things coming up. Do you know what I mean? And I'm doing big
yeah,
things. So I'm like, nah, I need to put my attention there. And anything that fucks with my nervous system, I don't want it. I really
hundred
don't.
percent,
I
yeah,
really
100%.
don't. Yeah, I'm not. Boundaries, man. Boundaries are so important. And I just gotta, sometimes you gotta reinforce them. And sometimes you have to remind yourself why you're doing the things that you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yes,
Divine lady say you need a moderator for people in the comments.
yes,
It's true, it's true, but you
I've
know what?
mm,
You know what, Divine? People will always pop in and talk shit, but pay no
mm,
attention to them, innit? Leave them, let them chat shit. They're probably
yeah,
wanking behind their keyboard, mate.
yeah. I've made Tay a moderator anyway, so she'll keep an eye on that. Um,
Okay,
but yeah, my mum says negativity breeds contempt, and I couldn't have said it any better myself.
definitely.
Yes. So, Verbs, you know me, yeah. You know that I always come with. I always come with a scenario. I have got a scenario for you this evening, and before we
Mhm.
go into our third and final topic, so I'm going to read it out. You're going to give me your open and honest opinion, and feel free to say whatever. However, just be honest because this person wants a very honest, you know, point of view and advice as well. So
Okay.
here goes. So my dad unfortunately passed away 2 years ago, and my mum has now met someone else. He's a lot younger than my mum. She's 42 and he's 26. I'm 15, by the way. I just feel really uncomfortable that my mum is dating a man who is that young. Their public displays of affection really make me sick too. The kids at school have been saying that my mum is a PDF and it's ruining my life, I can't lie. I want my mum to be happy, but at the same time, how do I tell her I think her new relationship is inappropriate? Please, please give me some advice.
Ooh, boy.
It's a
Yeah,
different
lie,
one,
man.
isn't it?
You got me pinned to the wall with that one, you know.
A different one, isn't it? I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know what you done. What do you
Yeah.
say?
I don't know, man. Like that's a bit of a mad one
Mm,
because at the end of the day, it's your mum, innit? Do you
mm.
know what I'm saying? And you know, it is. I can imagine it's very embarrassing for the. He says a girl.
No, it's a boy.
Oh boy, so it must
Yeah,
be very embarrassing for him. I can imagine.
yeah,
You know, but his mum's old enough to make the decisions for herself. I think he could have a conversation with her, but a respectful conversation, and
mm,
just let her know how he feels. But he needs to have that conversation with her, knowing that although he presents that to her, that might not necessarily mean that it's going to be the end of her mother's relationship with that young
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
That's the reality of the matter because, you know, again, a lot of people are finding it quite difficult to find partners that they can take seriously. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Whether it's for the short term or the long term, or people that make them happy. So with the mum being in that situation, she might look at it like, you know what, it might not be long term, but this person's giving me a new lease of life, or you know what I'm saying? So
mm.
I'd say have the discussion with your mum, but do it very respectfully. Don't get angry. You know what I mean? Tell her that people are well, you're hearing that people are saying she's a PDF. I think that's a bit of a wild comment still because the person's not
It's a bit.
underage.
It's really crazy. That was the bit
Yeah,
that got me because I was like, okay, but then do you know what? It's such a tough one. She's 42, he's 26. Okay. For me, personally, mad age gap, because what do you want
yeah.
with a 26-year-old and you're big 42? But each to their own, innit? It's all, they're adults, whatever. But
Text in the city told a lot of women a dream, blood.
yeah, this is what I'm saying. And it's like, I just feel like, in regards to the kids at school, you're referring to the boy's mum as a PDF. Again, it's society. Society has put that in their mind because look at all the look at all the things that are coming out every day. Verbs every day. I see
Mm,
something more and more and more, and it's sometimes it's really close to home. Sometimes
yeah,
it doesn't. It's not. It's not. It doesn't age, color, religion, anything. They're everywhere. They're
yeah.
everywhere. They're
I
everywhere.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Every class, poor, young, rich. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter, but it's like I don't know. Imagine, yeah, you're big 42. You go out with a 26-year-old. Your child comes and says, the kids at school are saying you're a PDF because you're with such a young. And I think that's how people are thinking now. Whereas before, people would think, oh, yeah, she's 42. Yeah, he is a bit young, but he's 26. He's consenting. Do you know what I mean? But I think because of the things that are coming out in the media and the stories that are going around, people are really deep in it, and the way they're looking at it, they're thinking, oh, when he was like, when she was this age, he wasn't even born.
It's
That's how
born,
people are
yeah,
looking at it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
really
And
do think,
when you're walking together, you're probably looking at it like it's a son,
yeah,
and then you see them start picking up each other and that. Like people are gonna frown up their face on you, and it's a thing that's like, even before what's coming out with social media and these documentaries about celebrities doing PDF stuff and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
people have always frowned. I remember one time when I was at work and they asked me to take a young person in a care home to do shopping,
okay,
like clothes shopping. And I took
okay,
them shopping and I went in Primark. When I went in Primark, I had the envelope with the money in there, innit? I
yeah,
went in Primark, I said to her, take the basket, pick your clothes what you want. This is your
yeah,
budget. And then we'll go to the counter and we'll pay for it. And I'm
yeah,
walking around just innocently and I'm thinking, I feel like I'm being stared at, and I'm looking at all the women in Primark, they're staring at me.
yeah,
And when they're looking, I'm thinking, I haven't clocked on yet, but I'm seeing that they're staring at me. And then someone's looking at me and frowning up their face and that. And then when I got to the
mm,
counter and the girl came and I opened the envelope to take the money out and pay for it, it just dawned on me suddenly, like, rah, they think like I'm a paedophile. You get what I'm
that's what
saying?
I'm saying. It's sad,
Yeah,
Verbs.
it's so easy to get caught in those situations. So people have always been frowning at that, but now it's going to be more so because it's heavily exposed on social media, and of
Heavily.
course, of course, young people, that person, his friends are gonna have their say on social media, and he's probably seeing shit flying around. It's
Yeah.
gonna piss him off at why his mum decided to go out with somebody so young.
It's just, I mean, a lot of people say you can't help who you fall for, but I think you can. You really can, because you have to be able to make conscious decisions. But you know the other side of it for me, I was thinking for like from the mum's point of view now. She lost her life partner 2 years previous.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she's just having a bit of, do you know what I mean? Maybe she could be having a little breakdown, She
She's
could
filling
be,
a gap in it, literally.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she's filling the gap. That's what it is, really, isn't it? Like that's
yeah,
somebody that's probably able to help her put it to the side and push all that pain and feelings and grief aside. But the
yeah.
reality of the matter is, it's not doing well in terms of how your son's looking at it. So you have to take that into consideration a bit, man.
It
Not
must
saying
be
she's gonna
deep.
leave him, not
Yeah,
saying she's gonna leave him, but maybe don't do the public displays of affection with that.
yeah,
Make it a little bit easier. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. And us knowing what we know about young children and the way they go, and I can imagine his friends. I can imagine his friends are rinsing him,
Of
like
course.
and saying a madness to him because you know how they say, oh yeah, mum will do your mum. Do you get me? Like and all
Yeah.
crazy shit like that. So it's like I think. This is for me. I'm always very conscious that I have a child and everything that I do, it has to go past it. Not that she rules me, but if she's not comfortable, then
You
that's not
represent each
gonna
other,
is
innit?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you represent each other. Same way you'd send them out and you'd expect them to behave a certain way because they represent your
exactly.
family. No
Mm.
different with you as a parent.
It's just it's a funny one for me. I don't know. I never forget when I was out one time and there was this YT lady, old, proper old. She looked mad rinsed, yeah, and
Yeah.
she was with a very, very, very young. He looked young to me. Black boy. And she was there and she was parading around and he was a little piece of trophy, but he just looked mad uncomfortable. So I was in the smoking area just talking to people, catching up and whatever. And
Yeah.
I said to him, are you okay? Because all that's looking mad. And I said to him, how old are
Mm.
you? And he said he was 19 and
Whoa.
she was 45, innit?
That's
So
mad.
for me, I just said to him, where's your mum? And he said to me, my mum passed away, and I said, "See it there though,
Yeah,
because there are women out there who will do that." And she kept doing it. Oh, look, my little toy boy, whatever, whatever. And see
mm,
me, I ended up cussing her. I cussed her because I said to her, "You're out of order, because what you're
yeah,
just taking advantage of him." Do you get me? So
definitely.
it's a weird one. It depends on their personality, and it depends. Like, all right, I know the mum deserves love and everything, but why you gotta do the PDA thing? Like, when you know the boy looks
Yeah,
mad young anyway.
yeah, that's just mad, man. She got to consider that, man, because
Yeah,
if you're not careful, that could drive the comments and the what I mean, the social media attention that he's getting, because they could be taking picture of his mum and the man in the outside the school and passing it around and laughing, and
you
that could
get
make your
it.
son become suicidal, man. You need to be careful.
Yeah, and I think you've got to be. This is why you've got to be mindful of who you date,
Mm,
who you bring around your kids, and in what capacity as well. Because it's like, come on, don't get me wrong. I think children, they should be able to see love between, you know, two grown-ups and stuff. But it's got to be to a certain level.
yeah,
Yes, the love exists, but I don't see all that PDA shit. I just don't feel like you should be doing all that in front of kids. It's a little bit weird. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't
that
know.
is
I
mad.
think it's
That is mad.
strange. I think it's very strange.
She's
So
lost in the sauce, man. She's lost in the sauce.
yeah, it's very lost in the sauce. And she probably feels
Mm,
good again. Do you get me? Probably feels young again. Probably feels like, new lease of life and everything. But you got to consider your kids. So I would just definitely say to the young boy, just go and chat to your mum. Chat to your mum. Let her know how you feel. There's nothing wrong with expressing your feelings. And she has to
mm,
take that on board. If she doesn't,
definitely.
cross that bridge when you come to it, but at least have that conversation with her.
Yeah.
Um, we got Tay says people throw that word around, so it's on about PDF. People throw that word around too loosely. The age gap is crazy, but she never knew him when he was a pitney. So how people need to mind their business. Um
100%. Yeah.
Vibe says kids be saying any words these days before using a dictionary. I agree. Um Tay says, my son is 23. Imagine. And then Divine Lady says, my oldest is 22, which is crazy. This is what I mean. And it's just, I think,
Mm,
uh, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. Look, so Tay says, verbs. You see how they look on the wrong people, and the real predators are in plain sight, and people don't
see,
bat an eyelid.
see
This
what I'm
is what
saying?
I'm saying. Yes. She says, as a mother, you have to consider your relationship, how your relationships affect your children, how we
Mm,
look, how we carry ourselves. All of that affects them. Divine Lady says, grief makes people do different things, and
definitely.
enough of these old tough foot men don't have no sense. The young ones have more sense. Fix it,
It's true.
Jesus. um, but yeah, I just think I don't know. It's really really hard. Tay says that is disgusting. She's using the boy to make herself feel good. Some Jada and August are seeing a business. Can't be dealing with people who need healing. It's cruel. Do you know what it is? And I just think
Mm,
there are older women who will pursue younger men because they can manipulate them, and the younger men
yeah.
may be vulnerable. I bet it also
Mm,
happens the other way around as well. But I just feel like a lot of people not enough people talk about what women do to these young boys. We're always
yeah.
talking about men and how they pursue young girls, but let's talk about the women who pursue young boys. I think it's weird because see me, I'm 40 this year, and I ain't chatting to anyone under 35. I'm not
Mm,
doing that.
see,
You ain't got nothing. What? Listen, I never forget when I went out and we were just talking and stuff, whatever. And this guy was like, and I said to him, "What do you want, bro?" And he was like, "Oh no, I just want to chat to you." And I could see he was young. And I went, "How old are you?" He literally went, you know, from the time he went, I was gone. But you're gonna say 20 something, bro, and it's not for me. I'm not for
nah,
me.
for real. Nah,
Yeah,
for real. And a lot of women do get away with it, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's true, and yeah, and they get away with it as well because like a lot of men are so stupid. They feel like having an older woman is like a badge of honor, but they don't realize they're being groomed and manipulated.
So strange, isn't it? So strange. And
Mad.
you hear about it, especially now, I think where therapy is more accessible and people are actually talking about their feelings and their trauma and things that they may have experienced. You're finding that there were a lot of men who were definitely SA'd by
Yep.
older women when they were younger. I read a story the other day, and it was a young boy, and he said he was essayed by he used to go. His uncle used to have parties, and he'd stay over or whatever, and all these different older women would go in the room one after another and do stuff to him. It's
Mm.
crazy. It's
That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know, it just deserves my balance, but big up to the young man who sent that in, and I just hope that you pluck up the courage to have that conversation.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah,
It's not easy, man. Keep the faith, man, but just have the conversation with your mum. Do it
yeah,
as respectfully as you can. Don't lose your mind and start going mad and stuff, because that's just not gonna help. But just tell her how you feel and tell her how the other young people, the things that they're saying about her, and just ask her to just at least tone it down with the public displays of affection with this young guy
yeah,
outside of your school and that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Have a little bit of respect in it. I don't know, Verbs. What a world we live in. What a world we live in. But yes, and that was the dilemma. Oh gosh. Um, so Verbs, we're going into our third and final topic
Right.
before we spit some words of wisdom.
Let's
So,
go.
guys, this is also for you lot in the comments as well. Please feel free to, let me know your thoughts and what's going on. Um, if you could start your life over again, what are some of the things you would do differently?
Woo.
Zebs, what are you saying? Give me something that that you would do differently, that you would change, or not necessarily change, but do differently.
um I think you know what circumstances made me operate a certain way, innit?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I think one of the things that I'd have changed, I'd do differently is understand love a bit more. But again, that came from circumstances, so I didn't
Yeah.
really know what love was like that, and I displayed it in a negative way. I wasn't that affectionate. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think I lost a lot of opportunities where I probably could have had longer relationships with good women
Yeah.
from, you know what I mean, from back in the day or whatever. Obviously, I got a good woman now, praise God.
Yes.
You get me? But I'm just
Yes.
saying, like, understanding love properly and how to show it in a healthy way, you know what I mean? I think was definitely something that I struggled with. And yeah, I just think as a boy, it's good to kind of understand it, because then you don't go out into society and mistreat women a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I done anything mad. You know what I mean?
No.
But I mean
Yeah.
the whole player thing, in it, like Gallus thing. You don't
Yeah.
go out and treat women a certain way to try and fulfill your ego, because when you do that, you're damaging women as a result. You know what I'm saying? So you're sending women out there who are like, I've been mistreated by him in terms of he didn't show me no love, so now I ain't got no trust in the next guy that come. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I think if we all kind of learn to show each other love in a healthier way in terms of relationships and stuff like that, there'd be less people that are damaged from, you know, yeah, unstable relationships.
You get me, Verbs, and do you know what? I was thinking about this question before we came on, and I was like, there's nothing I would change, even though there's things that have happened that I didn't like or weren't good for me or just, made life a little bit harder. But I wouldn't change it because it's helped me to become the person I am today. And everything that I have is a result of me being as strong as I needed to be. But one thing I would definitely do differently is I would learn more about um being a woman, leaning more into that feminine energy from a younger age, because I was always very much in survival mode, very much in my masculine energy where I just
Mm.
get shit done. I didn't ask anyone for no help. I didn't do none of that because I was like, no, I got that shit patterned myself. I will do it myself. But I would do that differently. I wouldn't, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not do everything. It's okay to have people do things for you. And it is
Yeah.
okay to be it's not a vulnerability. It's not. I used to see, me asking for help or me, needing assistance. That to me, nah man, that makes you weak. That's proper vulnerable. I ain't ready to be like that. So
Mm.
I definitely would have um healed earlier, I definitely would have, because it's only now. And I don't know why. I was speaking to my friend about this the other day. I don't know if it's whether because I'm approaching 40, and I don't know, it feels different. Life feels different. It's weird. It feels like it's only just beginning for me again. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
My child's grown up, she's doing her thing, and I'm just like, do you know what? I feel like I've had a little reset, Ribs, and it actually feels good. But I would be more gentle with myself. That's what I would do differently
yeah.
in that sense. Because it's like you allow sometimes, like you said, you know, I think it's a knock-on effect. If you got a man and he don't really treat women too good, and then a woman he didn't treat too good, she's then gonna have a perception of other men and think, yeah, men are trash, and it's horrible. And then she's gonna be in her masculine energy, and she's always gonna be on guard, or she's always gonna be uptight, and it's horrible. And I just think
Mm.
we have to more discernment, more boundaries, more just being who you are and creating a world for yourself that makes it safe to do so. Because remember, we have to create different. We all have different faces for different people. Do you know what I mean? We can adapt. We can do all those kind of things, but it's like, why can't we be ourselves? We should be able to be free enough to be ourselves. But I think in a society where we do have so much, like, so many unhealed people, it kind of makes it hard to. Everyone's relearning, isn't it? It's like we've all unlearned to relearn, but it's just, we should do that. I think it's something that we need to do earlier on. That's why I think, see this next generation up and coming, them not got that shit figured out. They
But that's what I was
definitely.
gonna say to you. Like, obviously, I'm not a woman, but like, in
Mm,
terms of what you're saying there, in terms
mm,
of like learning how to be a woman and you know what I mean, ask for help and stuff like that. Do you? I don't know if this is my observation, but do you find that women back in the day didn't do that as effectively as now? Because when I look at like, not that it's all down to social media, but I see girls teaching other girls how to do makeup and stuff. I
yeah,
see women talking about learning how to heal on social media and all these different things. So I think there's a lot of these things that encourage women to kind of look into themselves
yeah,
and say, you know what, like, let me try and learn how to do this or implement this in my life or give myself time or peace
yeah.
or a moment to think or, you know what I mean, go and have a pamper weekend or them kind of things. I think that seems to be happening a lot more from what I see now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense, and it is. I think women are being taught how to be feminine. That it's there, and again, because we have social media, there is so much out there. You type in feminine energy or divine feminine on Google, you're coming up with thousands of videos,
Mm,
thousands of links. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think a lot of women, especially I know from my grandmother's generation, survival mode, bro. Even though, yeah, the
mm,
men went to work and they did what they did, but the women are still in survival mode. Then you had like my mum's generation then, and they're healing from the previous generation. So they're
yeah,
kind of getting there, but they're
yeah,
still in survival mode. Then you
yeah.
got my generation, and we're like, rah, Nanny was Rago, Mummy's Rago, I'm gonna be Rago. Fuck it. It's only because I have like my daughter, and do you know what really, really made me want to kind of just say, nah, this ain't it, is I was watching my child and she was Rago as well in that sense. Now I don't need to ask no one for no help. I can do
Mm,
this, I can do that. And to say now, and she got to a point where she was like, oh, I hate men, I hate this, I hate that. And I thought, no, I don't want her to think like that because they're a good. You don't need to hate men. There are good men out there. Not every man is trash. Do you know what I mean? Not every woman is trash. There are good people out there. But it was she's got her boyfriend now, and
yeah.
he did it so traditionally. He come and asked me if it was
Okay,
okay
that's
to.
good.
He did, and it just made it kind of just instilled my faith in all of that again.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
thought, and then I watched my daughter like everything's pink now, everything's brighter now. Do you know what I mean? Everything.
Mm,
She's more gentle. Even the timbre of her voice has gone. Oh, do you know what I'm saying? And then
mm,
I just
that's nice.
thought, and I thought to myself, yeah, I can't have this. I want to raise a woman. Don't get me wrong. I want her to be able to do things for herself and be. But see all this strong woman shit. Nah,
Yeah.
no, I ain't trying to be a strong woman. It's stressful being a strong woman, bro.
This is it. This is it. You know what I mean? So it's good that you're saying that, you know, your daughter, you see
Mm,
the change in your
yeah,
daughter, but you are right in terms of the grandparents to our parents, the survival mode being in within them, and then it gradually filtering out, and now we've still got some of it, or your generation still got some of it in you, but you're trying to phase it out now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. So now your daughter's generation now, they'll be more on top of it. By the time she has her children, they should super be able to be in their feminine energy.
Yes. And I
You know what I
feel
mean?
like there's a reverse in that sense where, you know, they're becoming more gentle, more softer, more caring, there's more empathy, there's more love. Do you get me? Like, even, and it's like, but obviously there needs to be a balance. But like, even if you look at it now, look how it's changed. When you was a kid, Verbs, if you was outside, you was running, you fell over, you bust up your knee. Everyone, we all got that graze on our knee. We all got those scars on our knee where we dropped,
Mm,
yeah? We were told, get up, da da da, you're fine, boom, boom, boom. And then we went to a stage where it was like, you know, oh my god, he's fallen. Oh my god, like everything's
mm,
exaggerated now. And now I feel like we're at a place where it's like, okay, you fell, yes, it hurt, but we'll work through it. We'll sort it.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
clean it up.
yeah,
I think there's
yeah,
more empathy now, and
yeah.
it's more there's more detail because yeah, there was. I think I don't know, especially like, you know, going back to the grandparents' generation, there was no empathy at all.
No, none
None.
of that.
Yeah,
None of that.
none. None.
You might get it from them towards the grandkids a bit.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You get
towards
what
their
I'm saying?
grandkids. Yeah, totally different.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But
other
yeah, you're
than that,
right.
yeah, other than that, it's crazy. And even when I see how my mum is with my daughter now, me and my brother look at her, we're like, oh, you would have bust her, or you would have said something to her. And she's like, oh no, just let her do it, let her have it. And I'm like, right. So
Mm.
I think the older we get, that's where the empathy comes in. That's where the softness comes in. You know what I mean?
But that's what they say, innit? They say with grandparents, if they didn't do things the way that they feel they should have with their children, they try and
yeah,
correct it with their grandchildren, innit?
yes, yes, they do it totally. They do it differently. But me,
Mm,
I love watching the relationship that my mum and my daughter have. I love it because you know what? See, my daughter, she's good, but she's rude, isn't it? Like she proper
yeah,
facey and that. But you know, my mum, she's the only person that she's never been rude to her. She never been
that's good.
facey, nothing. That's her nan, and she a respect. I mean, like, me and her, some other family members were like, right, how come she? And I said, but you know what? It's because she gives her that time and that love and that space. She ain't
Yeah.
onto her. You can't, you know, like I'm onto her all the time because I'm her mum. I'm onto her.
Mm.
I'm annoying. I'm this and I'm that. I could tell my mum to say the exact same thing to her and she'll be like, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll do it. Nothing. But it is.
Your mum's only there some like to do that sometimes, isn't it? She's not there
That's
in
what,
her head all the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah. It's a different relationship, and it's a different. Obviously, she's in her space, and then when she comes into our space, it's crazy to see the different relationships and how relationships change. Like my nan, God rest her soul, she was my best friend, didn't it? Like me and my
No,
nan was like
definitely.
Batty and Bench and everything. It was mad, but is totally. But then it was weird because she had that relationship with my mum also, but then
Yeah.
it's like it's just crazy. It is crazy, Ribs. I think there are people out there who are actually, especially women. There are women out there who are nurturing, who are feminine, who are soft and gentle, and then there's women out there who are harsh, man. They can be
Yeah.
really
But,
harsh, innit?
yep. Yep. Don't need to tell that to me, mate. I'll definitely know about that one.
But it's crazy though. For me, I just think, how can you be all right? Even if you haven't got children, but let's talk about mothers. Yeah, like how can you not have a little like piece of softness in you or a piece of nurturing, and you got kids? Like, do you know, being a parent doesn't make you a parent. It really doesn't. It's
Yeah.
not. I think it's the love and the empathy that goes into it as well. And your children should be able to come to you at any point, don't matter how old they are. I want my child to be in her 40s and still be able to come to me and, do you know what I'm saying? And tell me,
Mm,
oh, you know, and see if I can help. I might be older, mash up, but I'm still going to try help you. Do you get me?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of the mums that like operate on that fight or flight kind of thing and no emotional availability for their
Yeah.
children. They obviously something's obviously happened to them in the past, innit? And they've
Yeah.
just become closed when it comes to their emotions and stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and then they end up raising their children that way. And then their children come out and don't know how to present love in a positive form, which is why I am the way I am, why I was the way I was anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that. Yeah, by the end of the day, your children, you should be able to be emotionally available for your children. Some parents feel that providing is enough. Do you get me? And don't get me wrong, that is good, but you should be emotionally available. If your child's feeling upset, you should be able to give them a hug. If your child
That's
needs a
it.
little bit of time to talk, you should be able to be there for them. You should be able to echo the words "I love you" to your children. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Do all
yeah.
of those things and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't give the children that, then they come out imbalanced and they got bare work to do.
Bare work to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Rare, and it's not fair because, and this goes back to our first topic, generational fears. We have to, I think, as the generations have gone on, we've had to undo so much shit, so much.
Mm,
Like there's been a lot of damage, especially within. I can only talk about. Well, I say that. I'm from a Caribbean family, but like I got white tea friends, yeah, and it's the same shit. It's the same shit. A lot of
yeah, but
people think.
there's a myth out there that it doesn't happen to them. But from what I see, because I know quite a few as well, they go through the same thing.
Listen, it happens, man, and they say that it's a cultural thing. It ain't. It ain't a cultural
No,
thing. It happens, but it's just the YT version, innit? And
yeah,
and in lots of them, when I hear stories, it always somebody's been axed off in the family, or someone's been murdered, or something's happened in the family, or a
yeah,
madness. So I think it's not just. I don't think it's just cultural, specific to one culture. I think it's
no,
just something that exists within human beings and something that happens. And it's again about unlearning to relearn.
yeah.
I'm going to read some of these comments out. So Tay
Mhm.
says, I'd look into spirituality earlier as well, instead of rattling around trying to find me in everything else. That's a deep one, Tay.
It's very deep, very deep.
That's a deep one. Um, Divine Lady says today, for real, God is the best way. A lot of people are lucky I found Jesus. Tay says, we definitely are more open to talk now. The older generation did us dirty, man. Never tell us nothing. We are learning now. So,
Mm,
so true. And Divine Lady agrees and says, yes, the older generation had to put up and shut up. And
mm,
it is really, really sad. Um, I
definitely.
just, I don't know, Verbs. I just think that you know what? There's nothing in my journey that I would change for the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad. I wouldn't change a damn thing because I am where I am today. But I would most definitely, there are a few things that I would indeed do differently.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yes, man. But Verbs, you know what? I always love having conversations with you. Do you know why? Because number one, you're just a realist, yeah. And you can when I have a conversation with you, I don't feel like it never has to be scripted. It never has to be like, oh, what am I gonna say? It just flows. And that's why I appreciate your authenticity because there's not much of that left in the world these days.
Mm,
So big up yourself for that. And Verbs, yeah, that at the end of every episode, I love to do words of wisdom. So have
yeah.
you got any words of wisdom for the people then that might be listening, or for when it goes up? If you got something, that you want to share or any advice that you would like to give?
Boy, I just say, you know what, in time that we're living in tough times, like I said, everything's challenging.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anybody that I know now that hasn't got obstacles and difficulties and that they're going through, innit? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, I just say, you know what, although we're living in a time like this and things can be challenging, just always try to make time for yourself. Always trying to remind yourself that, you know what, though life is difficult and can be somewhat challenging,
yes,
there's people out there in a worse situation than you. Just try to find some space to hold faith within. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Believe in God, you believe in God. If you believe in just energy and, things, circumstances changing, just hold some hope and belief within. So, you know what? It will get better. Like, you're down right
yeah,
now. The only way is up, and just have that belief in it. Do
yes,
little things like have yourself a vision board where you can, what I mean, put certain images on there and they manifest, and then your situation changes when you look at it within a few weeks to a few months. Listen to certain things that are positive, take the negative things out of your zone, innit? Get all of that out of your head, out of your zone, out of your vision and stuff, and just take in their positives, and you'd be surprised how life will change. And even if it doesn't change straight away, your energy will be different and you'll feel a lot more better. So that's what I
yes,
encourage people to do.
Yes, first. No, do you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, that's. I think that's the advice that needs to be given. I think those are the things that need to be spoken about. And it's just good that you highlighted things that are going to help us through, because, like you said, we're in tumultuous times. It's crazy, and I just think that
Mm.
we have to. My words of wisdom would be just honestly, yeah. Do you know when I used to hear people say, "Oh, I put me first, I put myself first," and whatever. I used to just think selfish, but you know what? It's actually self love. It's to
Yeah.
put yourself first and to make sure that your nervous system is good, your mind's good, and everything is functioning right. And whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever you feel lost, literally take time to retreat. There's nothing wrong in doing that. Listen,
Mm.
the job can wait. Everything can wait. And if you need to take out time for yourself, please rest. And I always tell people this, but for somebody who, like, do you get me? Like, two years ago, I was in a bad way health wise. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mm.
just lucky by the grace of God and the universe that I'm actually still here and I'm still able to do what I need to do. But what I did learn from it is to give yourself the time, space, and the healing that you need. But Verbz, you got a mad fan club, yeah, in the comment section. Everyone's big up Verbz, but yes, I just want to big up Verbz. Verbz, thank you for all the support you give. Thank you for the conversations, the discussions that we have. It's so much depth and so much high energy, and they're just things that we need to be talking about. I'm not talking about
Mm.
foolishness. I love the fact that you just let everything go over your head and you just are who you are. And it's in a world full of fake motherfuckers. It's a
Telling you.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to have that. I do want to plug and shout out the Empty podcast. Yeah, big up to the. Oh, do you know what? I just literally was about to shout them out, and they just left a message. So
Yeah,
the
man.
Empty
Big them up.
podcast. That's crazy. The Empty podcast said we spend way too much time in life putting everything first and not ourselves. If we die, the job and the people get on. Gotta make your time on earth be worthwhile for you. And I could not
Mm.
have said that
Big,
better
big.
myself. Better
Yeah,
than
man. Big up empty podcast, man. Big up.
big them up, because you know what? I love what they're doing. I love the content that they put out. If you're not following them, guys, please go and follow the MT podcast. And yes. Are we gonna have Uncle Cuthbert on soon? Do you know what? I was gonna holler at Uncle and say, "Yo, so what we doing? It's been a minute. We ain't had a little chat for a while. I definitely think a conversation with Uncle Cuthbert is
Come on, man.
way overdue."
You know
So
Uncle Cuthbert's gonna be up for that. Come on.
come on, 100%. Yes. So, guys, but this. I hope you've all enjoyed this discussion. I hope you've enjoyed the topics that we've gone through. Anything that you want us to talk about in the future, please feel free to send them in. You can find me and the whole division crew on Instagram, Hold the Vision Podcast. You can find us on TikTok at Just Her, because I ain't making a new one. Listen, I'm just under me, so it's Just Her. And then obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch up on previous episodes and this one too. But yes, thank you so much, Verbs, again.
Big
Sending
up
you
yourself,
your
kid. Thanks for having me.
Nah, man, come on. You know what it is. You already know what it
Mm-hmm.
is. But yes, we'll be. Well, watch your space, guys. We'll be back soon with some more good shit.
Definitely. Big up all the people in the chat, man. Thanks for your support.
Big up the people in the chat. You lot have been great. Thank you so much to Tay for moderating as well and getting rid of the idiots in the comments.
Innit?
But yes, and big love to my mum too. She's not feeling too well. She's a little bit under the weather. So sending her healing
Nah.
and
Big up
love and
Empress, man. Get well soon.
come on. She's so good, Jan. So yeah, we gotta look after her, man. But yes, guys, until next time, love you all, sending you love, light, and good energy, and trust the process and hold the vision. Bye, guys.
Big up yourself.